Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our first virtual event. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Jo and I will be your sales professional out at Katalia. We will be recording this event for anyone who does miss out and for anyone who is looking for a copy at the end. Feel free to let us know and we'd be more than happy to share it with you. I'm actually looking forward to meeting you all in due time. Unfortunately, with the current restrictions, we're not able to meet, but we will definitely at some point in time. Before we start, I just wanted to give you a bit of an idea of where we're at with inquiry, but firstly, wanted to thank you all so much for the interest that we've received. It is so nice to see that so many people want to make Katalia their new home. We've been receiving over 100 inquiries per week, so this has definitely been keeping myself and my colleague Matt really busy. But we are both very excited to say that we will be launching this wonderful community to you all this coming spring. In today's agenda, we will go through the master plan and vision, the construction update, stages that are now selling. Most importantly, what you're probably all waiting for is the pricing, Stockland land release process, and any questions and answers that you may have. So what I'll do now is I'll hand over to our development manager, Angus, who will give you the overview on Katalia.
Thanks, Jo, and very pleased to be joining you all today. We've got a lot of people on the line, so thanks for taking the time out of your Saturday to join us. So as Jo mentioned, we will be doing a Q&A session towards the back end of the presentation. So if you do have any burning questions, please send them across, and pending time, we'll get to as many as we can. So you're probably wondering first and foremost why the name Katalia. So Katalia stems from the word catalyst, which means to spark action or to take action. So here at Katalia, we're inviting you to take the next step in your home ownership journey and purchase within our community. Whether you're renting or living with your parents or looking to upgrade, now is the time to do it, and Katalia is the place. So the master plan itself, so Katalia is located just a tick under 40 kilometres north of the CBD. And as you can see on the screen there, we're 1.5 kilometres west of Donnybrook train station, so really good access to the CBD via the station, and also via the Hume Freeway, which is a really important north-south arterial just west of our state as well. Also within walking distance, you'll have cafes, a supermarket that's within a local town centre. So there'll be other specialty stores like butchers and bakeries and hairdressers and those sorts of specialty retail stores. And slightly further afield is Craigieburn Central and Pacific Epping Shopping Centre, which will provide for your higher order retail needs. So we've certainly got retail covered. We're also really fortunate to have great educational opportunities nearby to Katalia. So Greenleaf's Childcare Centre is already open and very close by, as is Hume Anglican Grammar, which is just on your doorstep. Within the community itself of Katalia, there's a proposed primary school to provide for your future educational needs. Another big theme of the master plan and of the community is this open space, this idea around open spaces. So we're lucky that sort of naturally occurring within the boundaries of Katalia are these amazing river red gum trees. So we've sort of designed our local parks to embrace those trees, and those parks, you know, they'll provide great opportunity for you for play with the kids or entertaining. There'll be barbecue areas, and there'll also just be areas just to relax and read a book or go for a stroll along some of the drainage corridors that are also in the area. And we've also spaced the local parks so that no matter where you are within the community, no matter where you live, it's only a short stroll to any number of those parks. And towards the northern boundary of the estate is an active open space, which is currently proposed for tennis and soccer, so all your sporting needs are also covered. If we jump to the next slide, I've got a drone image which talks to a lot of the amenity that I just mentioned. So it's a bit of a busy slide, so I don't expect you to take it all in, but that image is on our website. But some of the key highlights, which I did mention before, include Donnybrook Station, which is just to the right of screen, which takes you straight into the city. The Hume Freeway is just to the right of this shot here, and if you look closely within the sort of grey Katalia marked up area, you can see some of those river red gum trees, which will be amazing when the community's up and running. The next slide is just a couple of photos to show you that we're actually already under construction. So we've got certainty around construction start. We've got our contractor on site working well to deliver the first stage to you. We're currently expecting titles early to mid next year, but we'll provide some more certainty on that as part of the first release pack, which will be coming across to you over in the next little while. So I'll pass on to Joe now, who will talk you through all things launch.
Thanks, Angus. So I guess probably the most, apart from wanting pricing, where is going to be our first release? So we'll bring that up for you shortly and we can actually have a look. There it is, wonderful. So our stage 1 release, as you can see, is located near our future display village and our future park. So it is in prime location in terms of easy accessibility to Donnybrook Road. Stage 1 will consist of a lot size mix of 178 square metres to 448 square metres. So hopefully we have something there for everyone. What I'll do now is I would like to actually walk you through the Stockland land process. So for pricing, in terms of the pricing, what you'll see here is our base pricing for the release 1. Those lots that you're seeing in white, they will be our available lot mix for the first release. And those 3 that you're seeing down the bottom highlighted in purple are still to be confirmed, but hopefully we'll be able to have a few in there for the first release, but they will be confirmed as we get closer to the date. So you can actually see pricing will sort of start from 164 all the way to 320. And I can also confirm there will be a launch offer of $10,000 for anyone who's lucky enough to secure one of our lots in our first release. So if you're wanting to participate in that first release, you're probably wondering, what do I need to do? Well, here it is. So this is probably something that can take a little while, but if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself after today's event. Be more than happy to go through it again in a lot more detail if need be. But basically this will outline the 6 steps that will be required. So the most important one is to firstly, your first step is to ensure you are registered on our database. Guys, if you're not registered on the Katalia database, there is no way we will know that you are interested in participating. So if you haven't yet registered, I would encourage you to please jump onto the Stockland webpage and register on the Katalia database. Step 2, receive your invitation. So after initial consultation with either myself or Matt, you will then receive an invitation via email. This will have all the instructions and the details for the release. If you are happy to purchase a lot, then you please need to complete the expression of interest, which will be an online form. The sales team will then contact you once the expression of interest is received, and you'll be required to pay a refundable deposit of $1,000 to secure your sales appointment for the release day. On release day, you will then attend your appointment. Now, please keep in mind with the current stage 4 restrictions in Melbourne, we anticipate a virtual launch. However, we will continue to monitor the government advice, and if you're able to visit us at the display, then we will book in a face-to-face appointment with you. At your appointment, you will have the opportunity to secure your preferred lot. If you do and you're successful, the $1,000 you paid will form the holding deposit, which will be the 7 days within holding deposit, which will be held for 7 days. Within this time, you will have the opportunity to have your conveyancer or solicitor read through your contract. You will then return the signed contract and pay the balance of your deposit, which will be $9,000, making a total deposit of $10,000. So on my next slide, we've simplified it a little for you. So the very first thing, which wasn't mentioned on the previous slide, would be for you to please discuss your finance with your bank or broker. If you haven't already done so, please reach out to one. This is probably the most important step. Once you've sorted out your finance, please book in a one-on-one appointment with your consultant, which in this case happens to be me. And then what we'll do is we'll discuss what lot options you're looking for, what are going to be the best possible locations for you depending on your needs. Once you're happy, we then ask you to put a $1,000 holding deposit. We'll go through the contract process together, and then you'll secure your land by paying the balance of $10,000. And then we just sit and wait until registration, which of course is when you actually take ownership of your land. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight on the actual process for the actual release. But once again, if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're always here to help out. I will now hand back to Angus, who will actually have some questions and answers for us all.
Thanks, Joe. And there have been a few questions that have come throughout the presentation. So thank you to everyone that's shot a question across. A fair few of them relate to pricing, and we did show base pricing earlier on the slides, and I do appreciate there's a lot to take in on that slide. So what I would recommend is, if you're really interested in specific pricing, do get in contact with Joe after this presentation and over the coming week, and we can talk to some of the base pricing for those specific lots. But one for you, Joe, maybe just an easy one, would be, what is the size of the smallest block and at what price?
Yeah, so our smallest lot will be 178 square metres. That will actually be priced at $164,000 as your base price. That's of course not taking into account our launch offer, guys. So get in and secure that launch offer of $10,000. The next size for anyone who's wanting that little bit bigger but still are on that smaller side, you're looking at 220 square metres, and that will come in at $179,000 as a base price.
Thanks, Joe. Another question here is, this one I might actually answer this one. I work in the CBD, and what's the best way to get into the city? So a couple of options there, which I've touched on earlier. One of the best ways is Donnybrook Station. So from Donnybrook Station to Southern Cross Station in the city is actually only just over 30 minutes on the train. So that's a really good option. Obviously the Hume Freeway's there for those that need to drive, but you're certainly very well connected here at Katalia. Another question here, which I might flick to you, Joe. Are there any townhouses going to be released within stage 1? If so, is there a floor plan available?
The answer to that question would be no. All our lots in stage 1 are marked for residential homes. So unfortunately, no townhouses in our stage 1.
Thanks, Joe. No worries. Another question that's come through is, would it be an option, I might take this one, would it be an option of building a sustainable modular house in in the block of land at Katalia. So that completely depends on the design of the modular house. So we have design guidelines which form part of the contract of sale under which you enter into. So if the modular house fits within the design guidelines, absolutely that's an option, subject to council approval as well. So the answer to that question is maybe. Sorry, I couldn't be more specific, but yes, it's hard without seeing the specific design. Another question that's come through here is, will there be any buses or bus routes through Katalia? So the answer to that is yes, absolutely there will be in the future. So Donnybrook Road itself, which is the southern boundary of Katalia, is a bus capable road. So there's buses that go along there currently, and there certainly will be in the future. On our eastern boundary is Patterson Drive, and that absolutely will carry buses in the future. And then towards the north of our community, there's Hayes Hill Boulevard, which will carry buses and have bus stops as well. So absolutely bus accessible. So we're really pleased to have train stations and bus capable roads within and around our community. A couple other questions on lot sizes. So again, with stage one, the exact lots and the exact pricing of those lots will be provided in detail as part of our stage one release pack. So that'll be coming out. We're just finalising exactly the date of the release, so we're still finalising that, but that information will all be provided from Joe through the database to you all. A few other questions just on lot sizes. Here's one that's, I might take this one. The lot sizes seem to be smaller than other Stockland estates. Is 448 square metres the maximum size in release 1 and future releases? So we will, within release 1, 448 square metres is the maximum within stage 1, sorry. There will be larger lots at various locations throughout the estate, but obviously just stay tuned to upcoming releases to get some more information on the exact lot sizes within each release. And there are a few other questions that have come through about specific lot sizes. So again, that'll come out in further detail from Joe and the sales team. So that's about all we've had for questions. Obviously, if you've got any other questions that you think of over the day or the coming weeks, please send them through. We are open 7 days a week, and you can book an appointment with Joe via the website. So the website for Katalia is stockland.com.au/Katalia, or you can just go to the Stockland website and click on the Katalia link. So please do book in a time to see and speak to Joe and the sales team. As we mentioned earlier, we'll be sharing this video. So if you need to look back at any of the information presented, we're more than happy for you to share that around with your friends and family. And I'd just like to close by saying how excited we are to have had so many people jump on the line, so many questions come through. It shows that everyone's really engaged and excited about the launch of Katalia, and we're really excited to unveil it to you. So I hope you've found today's session informative, and you've learnt a few things about the master plan and the upcoming release. Obviously, it's not intended to be the full detail around the release, and there'll be specifics that'll be sent out as part of the release pack. So please do stay tuned for that. And we really look forward to hearing from you over the coming weeks. So thanks again for joining us, and have a lovely rest of your Saturday. See ya.